Hi, this is John with Designer Appliances. We're here at the Fisher Paykel Experience Center, where their executive chef, Tagere Southwell, is going to cook us a meal using the Fisher Paykel ovens and cooktops. Let's go check it out.
With induction, this is something that people are not necessarily familiar with. Some people say, I don't know, but they don't even know about it. They just don't want it because they don't know. And I'm like, well, you should really look at it. When people come in for demonstrations on induction, they really see the power of it. And as I said, 40% faster than gas. What they did here was updated with the smart zone so that you don't have any real gaps between the two. So if you have long pots and you want to roast something, or if you have a longer grill that goes across two elements here or two zones, that would work perfectly to utilize that and have no dead space where there's no heat. And people always ask me, oh, well, how, what's the response time? How precise is it? And, I'll put like a little bit of, let's say, our sauce in here. I'll get our shallots going first. And of course, I'll just turn the power on. We have swipe technology, so it's kind of like your smartphone. So once again, it mimics the current technology, and that's what I like about Fisher Paykel is that they think currently. So I'm gonna put just a pinch of grapeseed oil in there, which I like to use, a flavorless oil, things that people aren't allergic to. And so I'll turn this up to like a 9, and you'll immediately start to hear a sizzle, or actually a P. Here we go. So that was about 5 seconds. You start to hear a sizzle. So that is what you want, all that power going into that pan. And of course, you need pans that are highly ferrous, which means they have high iron content to work on here. And that's what we have here. And these pots are great. They don't make a lot of sound. Some pots that are off on their metals, they make a lot of sound on here, like a lot of loud vibration, and people don't like it. That's what also turns people off of induction, and you don't hear that on here. But what you want to know is that this goes up to a P, which is giving you 110% power. And I've worked on inductions for years. I worked in the appliance industry for 10 years now doing demonstrations. And you can see already how those shallots are trying to go. People always ask me, what's the learning curve with induction? Is when you cut up something really small and pretty like that and you burn it. Just like that, because that P is hot. It's like being the hibachi guy at Benihana's, and you need to be manipulating that food like constantly. So, and that is a really quick saute. So that's why a lot of restaurants have taken on induction, because obviously their job is to be quick, and this is what it gives you, is a great finished product really, really quickly. What I also like about this is they have a timer on each one of these 6 zones here, which is great. So if you're doing rice, you want perfect 15-minute rice, you have your timer, which is the first thing that I burned in here as I tell people about the power of this machine. That 110% power is going to give you that hibachi style cooking or wok style cooking that people ask, oh, what about my round bottom wok now? And I'm like, you put your most highly ferrous pan on here and you will see it's just like a wok, because it gives you that power right into the pan. So I always tell people, make sure you cook on a medium high if you're not comfortable, if you're getting used to it. If you're sort of used to gas and now you're using this, it's a little bit faster, so you might want to play on like a 5 or a 4 and get everything going and then speed up a little bit. But what's great is that this whole pan is getting rid of that water. It's dissipating all at the same time. So I have even cooking. Like if I'm doing 5 chicken breasts in here, I'm not moving it around, sort of following the flame, so to speak, which is great. So everything is getting done really quickly. I don't have that ashen green, sort of army green colored vegetables when I'm finished. I should have a beautiful wilted vegetable in a 2 or 3 minute process of cooking here. So, and that is done. And that was maybe 2-3 minutes. So that is the kind of product that you want. Nicely finished, turns right off. And once again, you have your timers on each one. And they also have an auto shut off if you get liquids all over here. If it spills over when you're not looking, you walk away, and that's when a pot usually goes over. That will make a boo boo boo, a really loud sound, which is great. You come in and say, oh, I don't like induction. Many people have said, wow, now I want it. So you just never know. And it may not be right for you either, because your situation might be different. I had a person at a demo, actually my last demo at Monogram, where this guy, he taught me about cast iron, where actually cast iron in general, it's made with sand in the production on the bottom. So if you have the old kind that's not enamel coated, which I recommend enamel coated for these cooktops, because if you're doing this chef thing that people see on TV, doing this rubbing thing, you're gonna abrade your top, and you've spent how many thousands on this thing, and now you're gonna destroy it by just dragging this heavy pot, cast iron's very heavy, on here. And so he told me he lived at the beach and he had a gas cooktop, and he was ready to buy an induction because it takes him 40 minutes to boil water because he must have his windows open at the beach. That's why he lives there in the summer. He's like, I want my windows open, but I also want to eat. So he got the induction, so that's better for his lifestyle. So I tell people, I ask people as many questions as they ask me, because you may want something that's not right for you. But when I explain these products to them, then they rethink it. So you never want to put in something or install an oven in your house and then rip it out. That's kind of ridiculous, you know, because you're not happy. So we want customers to be happy.
Want to experience a similar live cooking demo at the Fisher Paykel Experience Center? Call us at 888-714-4938 and we'll hook you up with their knowledgeable staff and executive chef so you can start getting inspired for your next kitchen project. Thanks for watching.